It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for Season 6 of Fear the Walking Dead. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at a new theory that has come up recently called the Tears Theory. This is a very interesting theory that actually seems extremely plausible when you look at the clues that are in there. And if this theory is to come true, that means that Dwight himself may be a goner at the end of this season of Fear the Walking Dead, which is kind of an unexpected turn of events when you think about where Dwight's been and how far he's come. Stay tuned, we'll be right back to break this theory down, and I'm gonna share my thoughts and opinions about what I think they're gonna do with Dwight and how much of this theory I think may come true. So stay tuned, we'll be back to talk more about this. Alright, before we get into this, as always, if you're not a subscriber and enjoy the content by the end, consider subscribing to join our community, share and smash the like button, and press the bell to be notified when we upload. We're actually on the road to 5,000 subscribers. Make sure to subscribe to help us get there. Alright, so with that said, let's dive into this theory. Now, I'm not gonna make this video long because this theory is very straightforward, but I did want to kind of add another layer to this theory. To explain this theory, we have to take a look at the character portraits that they released for Season 6 of Fear the Walking Dead. In these character portraits, the only characters who had a tear in their eyes were Dakota, Grace, June, and Sherry. Hence why this theory is called the Tears Theory. Now, obviously, the fact that only these four characters had tears in their eyes must be significant. Of course, in all of these cases, the character who had a tear in their eyes had a significant other or someone that they loved dying. Of course, in Dakota's case, she has a tear in her eyes because Ginny, her mother, died. Grace has a tear in her eye because her unborn child, Athena, died. June has a tear in her eye because John, her significant other, died. Now, why does Sherry have a tear in her eyes? That's obviously very interesting. And this is obviously where the theory comes in. Does this mean that Dwight may be a goner by the end of Season 6 because of this tear in Sherry's eye in the poster? I think that's extremely likely. If we're going with the clues, all the clues point towards something happening to Dwight because of this tear in Sherry's eyes. Now, the layer that I want to add to this theory is actually related to the alternate universe dream sequence that we saw in Grace's episode. If we take a look at that episode, Sherry and Dwight were actually together and they had kids. Now, of course, everything that happened were the opposite of what they actually did in reality or what actually happened in real life. Obviously, in that particular dream sequence, Athena, Grace's daughter, was alive and she's grown to be 16 years old, but in reality, she died. Similarly, they talked about how Alicia and some others went back to the stadium to build a community there. The exact same community where Madison was last seen. Obviously, that's probably not gonna happen because in the last episode, 614, it was revealed that the stadium did in fact burn to the ground and only a handful of people survived, all of whom, spoiler alert, died in the last episode. So, all of that is to say that everything that happened in that dream sequence, or most things that happened in that dream sequence, were the opposite of what actually happened in real life. Why is that important? Well, because in that particular episode, Dwight and Sherry were together, which is not the opposite of what happened in reality, because in reality, we do know that Sherry and Dwight are back together. But Dwight and Sherry's kids were in that dream sequence. The way I see this theory is Sherry may have a tear in her eye either because Dwight dies or because at some point Sherry may become pregnant and she may also lose her baby just like Grace. Now, I don't think they're gonna go that direction because they did it once with Grace, so it's not original because they just did it this season, like a few episodes ago. but also I don't think that the writers have the balls to do that again. Because obviously it was a pretty big deal what happened with Grace's daughter. The fact that Sherry has a tear in her eyes means something very big is gonna happen to someone she loves. As big as maybe that person dying. Now, whether that person is Dwight or someone else remains to be seen. But I think at the end of the day, we should be concerned for Dwight because everything is pointing towards Dwight not actually making it by the end of the season. Now, the other thing that makes things interesting is that in the trailer for the next upcoming episode, 6:15, there was a particular shot where Dwight and Sherry were on a horse. And when I saw that, and because of all the speculations surrounding Dwight and whether he's gonna survive or not, made me think of Andrea's death in the comic book. So there is a possibility that they may be doing a remixed version of Andrea's comic death, but it might actually be Dwight who may actually get that death. Obviously, I could be wrong about that, but that's just what I immediately thought of when I saw the trailer. Now, of course, we do know that by the end of this season, Teddy and his group are going to launch the nuclear missiles. So it's also likely that Dwight and maybe even other people may end up being on the chopping block and get killed as a result of Teddy's master plan. So that's something else to keep in mind. But that's pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about in this video. I am interested to know everyone's thoughts and opinions though. What do you think about the tears theory? Do you think that we're just overthinking it, or do you think that there's something there? And do you think that Dwight may end up getting killed by the end of the season, or do you think it might be someone else close to Sherry? So share your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe to join our community, and also don't forget to share and smash the like button and press the bell to be notified when we upload on the channel. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.